Hello everyone, I'm BodineVictoria. Welcome to my kitchen and this is my pot. BodinePot is sponsored by Showman eBistro. Let Showman eBistro take you and your family's taste buds around the world each week in their weekly meal kit. You get all of the sauces, all of the spices, all of the seasonings, the protein, the carbohydrates, and the vegetables to feed your family of 4 or more, 7 meals per person. That's right, that's up to 28 meals in one meal kit. For more information, go to showmanebistro.com. Today is the very first episode here on the BodinePot YouTube channel, and I want to say thank you all for coming all the way over here with me. Now, we gonna go do something different. I don't know if y'all remember, but last year March, you couldn't find yeast in the food store, you couldn't find bread in the food store, you couldn't find flour in the food store, things you needed to make bread, you couldn't find it in the food store. You know why? Because bread is a necessity. And so I thought that this would be the perfect episode to begin the BodinePot channel right here on YouTube. Let's mix our yeast. Now guys, I just want to say, start with 1/3 cup of melted butter. I forgot to melt mine and just wanted to shoot, okay? It makes it easier. You're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, and to that you're going to use 1/4 cup of room temperature cream, or half and half. Now, this is why using the melted butter is easier. It's easier to mix. You need 1/4 cup of lukewarm water. It needs to be lukewarm because you need the yeast to be activated, and that's a collaborative effort between the sugar and the warm water. 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast can be added to that mixture, and we're going to mix that with a spoon. After we do that, we're going to cover it with some plastic and a tea towel and stick this in a warm area to help the yeast to rise. From here, we need 2 1/2 cups of flour. And then we're going to add another tablespoon of sugar because we want to continue to feed the yeast. And if you want, you can add up to 1/4 cup of sugar, maybe 2 tablespoons. It all depends on what you want for your roll. But I'm making a savory roll, so I only added 1/4 teaspoon of salt. To this, we are going to put in our yeast and cream and milk mixture. We're going to beat in 1 egg. The video shows you 2 eggs. That was an accident. You only need 1. And then you're going to add that whipped egg to your mixture and mix it around until it is nice and firm. Now from here, we're going to take that and we're going to roll our dough or knead it on a floured surface. And we're going to knead that for 5 to 7 minutes, okay? And if you notice, you can already see that the texture of my dough is light. It is fluffy. It's going to be delicious. It is hydrated. And that's the difference between like a really, really hard bread and a soft, fluffy one, okay? It's the hydration. You're going to butter your bowl. I was being lazy, so I didn't clean my bowl. I wasn't washing the next one. Put your dough inside there and look at it. Look at how nice and soft and spongy it already feels. Look at that. Look at that. Bounce back. Yes. Now it's time for us to do our second proofing, okay? What we need to do is we need to knead this dough. This dough has not risen as much as I wanted it to rise, but it has risen sufficiently that my handprint is looking pretty cute inside there. It's nice and soft and buttery. We're going to release some of that air that is in there, and we're going to continue to knead our dough for about 5 to 7 minutes. And you're going to see eventually that as I knead the dough, there's going to be nothing that's left on my hand. This dough is going to be springy, fluffy. It's going to be very moisturized. And that's what you want for a good buttery dinner roll. Now I'm also going to section this into 2 because I decided that I wanted to make some herbed dinner rolls because I did a pork tenderloin. So I'm sectioning this into 2, and then I am going to knead it out a little bit more. I have about 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, some dried thyme, dried rosemary, and oregano, and I'm just kneading that into this roll until I've used just about the entire mix because I wanted some herbed dinner rolls. I want you to see my hand is clean. So you see that? Beautiful. We're going to section this into evenly sized pieces. Instead of 6, I decided to cut this into 8, but as many pieces as you want. And I'm going to roll each section into its own little ball. I'm not the best at this, but I practiced it a little bit before doing this video, and now I think I got it. I think I got it. You want them evenly sized so that they cook evenly. And we're going to put these into a greased cast iron skillet. Listen, don't mind me. I did this for the aesthetics. I did it because I wanted it to be pretty. I'm counting them out, and I have a balance of the plain and the herbed ones, and we're going to cover them. I'm reusing my plastic, and we're going to let them proof for about another hour. This is what it looks like after it's proofed for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And we're going to take some egg wash. For the egg wash, you're only going to take 1 egg and maybe a tablespoon of water, mix it together, and you're going to carefully cover each roll. From here, we're going to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes until they get golden brown. That's the thing. It does not take long to bake dinner rolls. And this is what they look like. Look at that. I haven't even put any butter on top of these as yet. This is just the baking and the egg wash. All right. And this is the color. This is natural, guys. And we have some dinner rolls. How easy was that? That was easy. Now, is your bread fluffy? Is it soft? Does it bounce back at the touch? Is it buttery? What you could put on the bread? You could spread something on it, or you could eat it just like that. See, the sign of a good bread is that you're gonna enjoy it. Some people like theirs dry, some people like theirs buttery. My mom does shortening in hers, but however it is that you bake your bread, once your family loves it and you can enjoy it, that is all that matters. I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Showman eBistro, for always coming in clutch every single week. And in addition to the standard meal kit, you can build your own meal kit, which is the $65 box that gives you the option of choosing your appetizer, that's your soup or your salad. Then you have your entree and sides, plus you get to choose a wine. And so it's a smaller box, but it has so much impact, especially if you don't want to be bothered throughout the week. Go to showmanebistro.com to order your specialty meal kit today. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, for all of your love as we prepared today's recipe. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you want to read it up on the blog, go to BodinePot.com for more information. Now, I'm going to go get the rest of my dinner prepared. I hope that you enjoy. And don't forget, don't let any and everybody dig up in your pot.